musical car.
Hey everyone, welcome to Jeff's Musical Car on another beautiful day in Moncton, and I have Acadian music sensation, Laurie LeBlanc.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
So,
Thanks for having me.
loving the latest album. It's a really fun album, and it seems like it's been doing really well. Can you tell us a bit about how the album process was for you, and maybe some takeaways? What kind of makes this maybe a little different from your previous recordings, and maybe some high points, some things you're really proud of?
Well, this album came out in August, a few months ago, and after the pandemic album we released was kind of weird in 2020, but this came together after ideas for writing some positive stuff, some more feel-good summer type, anything that has to do with vacation and camping and
Party anthems.
Yeah, everything, just to give a little bit of positive. And we started co-writing at our family camp during the winter months, believe it or not. And so we put stuff together, and we have different people that send us songs, and we chose 12 songs to actually do a double EP album on the same record, I guess. It's called Long Weekend because it's bilingual. We have 6 originals in English on one CD in the same jacket, and another CD that got 6 English songs. So yeah, it came together well. We worked with Jason Berry again. The great Jason moved from Toronto to Miramichi, and that's where I did my last album. Great guitar player and producer, plays with Dean Brody. So we had lots of fun, and everything went well, and that's what came out. Everything's as good so far. People seem to be liking it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And there was a song where you had the Hey Babies involved too. That was kind of neat.
Yeah, I've always liked the Hey Babies, and I was trying to find something that would work with their voices. And when you think of summer and you think of summer and lots of heat, you can't forget the Beach Boys. So I wanted to do like a little, not really a tribute, but you can almost hear a little bit of their stuff in there without mixing it up with what I do normally, and them to answer, and the tag harmonies and stuff came out great. So they did a great job.
That was great. Yeah. So I'll kind of leave it with you. You can play one of your English tunes or a French one. It's in balls in your court.
Yeah.
What do you want to play?
Actually, the next song we're going to release on the English side probably be in the month of February, because that's when people tend to want to go south and get away from the winter. So, so it's a song called "Floatin," and it's just a song about a guy that goes to the beach and he sees this girl floating, a lounger, and it's just says it's a girl of his dreams. So
I'm actually glad you picked that one. I was listening to it today, and I was thinking this is probably my favorite one out of the batch I was listening to. So I know we're in for a real treat here.
Well, that's good. Thanks a lot. Okay. At the beach for a little bit of fun, catching waves and a little bit of sun. Life is good, life is grand, with an ice cold drink in my hand. And something caught my eye in the water. Nothing else really didn't matter. From where I stand in the sand, she's a 10 with an already perfect 10. I thought, man, oh man, floating, stretched out in that lounger, floating. I could be her lifesaver if there ever was such a thing as love at first sight. Well, there she is, she's floating. The guys all around are looking when their girlfriends aren't really watching. What to do when the one is so close to you. But yet so far she's floating, stretched out in that lounger, floating. I could be her lifesaver if there ever was such a thing as love at first sight. Well, there she is, she's floating, stretched out in that lounger, floating. I could be her lifesaver. There she is, so far away she's floating, stretched out in that lounger, floating. I could be her lifesaver. There she is, so far away, she's floating.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it's fun stuff here.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about some of the ways you were able to adapt during the pandemic. I know it wasn't easy for anyone, especially musicians, where that's kind of where the bread is, going out and playing shows. So what were some ways you were able to kind of keep that, the not only the money flow, but just that creativity inside you to keep wanting to produce more music?
Well, it was a shock, obviously. In March 2020, we had an album ready. When It's Right, It's Right. We launched it at the Capitol Theatre with a bunch of cameras, so that was kind of odd. But after that, well, we had to go with what was happening, so we released singles and didn't move from the house, really didn't tour or whatever else, and did some writing. And to try to stay in contact with the fans and stuff, my wife, which is my full-time manager for the last 5 or 6 years, she decided, well, we should try to do something live on social media. So we started something called Monday Live with Laurie's, in French and English, Lundi Live avec Laurie. So we travel as far as we could, or whatever we could do in different locations, and maybe sing a few songs and talk about what was going on, and as far as personally or music wise. So actually we did that from, I think it was April or May 2020, and we're already at our 116th live or whatever it is. So we just enjoy it. Takes us a day off, I guess, or half a day off to just go somewhere and visit and talk about what's happening there, and a little bit about music and stuff. So that was a main thing, and some writing. And with the dead time, we did renovations outside, inside, and stuff like that. Never have time to do that. Built a family camp, which was just great. My mother-in-law wanted a camp, and I just took care of the project, so we're going there a lot. Did a little bit of cooking, a friend of mine's a chef, so I learned his secret filet mignon recipe and some ribs and stuff. So some stuff like that, something we could do at home.
Yeah, it's surprising how many people learned either new trades or just kind of got through some things that they've been meaning to do and never did. Like, I just started learning how to bake breads and different things like that, and I don't know, it's just, I guess you got to take the positive people, find the cherry on top, and try to still make a situation that's bad a little better, just by trying to be creative. And I mean, if you just sit there and do nothing with your life, it's going to be a long 2 years.
That's not good. And we try to stay positive too. And although it was a shock and a setback, but it sort of slowed life in a good way, as far as family and stuff. And we had a crazy year for 2020 plan. We're going to Europe and Switzerland and whatever else. I don't know why we're so busy, but it was busier and busier. So that, went out the door for a couple of years as far as Europe and stuff. But we're just not really jumping on everything that's coming out, and maybe taking a little bit more time. So there's a lot of positive in there too. So yeah.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, and you're easy to find online, so people can just search Laurie LeBlanc.
Yeah, LaurieLeBlanc.com, and all the medias, even TikTok. I don't do much, but it's still there.
Love it. So that was Laurie LeBlanc in Jeff's musical car. He has some French music, English music, all kinds of stuff to check out. So do it. And that's it for this episode. We'll see you next time.